Hello everyone. In this chapter, I will explain in detail what the project concept paper or PCP for short. As I explained earlier, if you want to introduce smart pumps in your country, please fill out a PCP and submit it to NIA with a letter of intent or LOI. NIA will then review it and approve the TA if introducing it to your country is deemed necessary. Moreover, you may implement additional Smart Pump ODA project when submitting this PCP to a donor organization in Korea through the ODA agency in your country. Let's take a closer look at the PCP, which is the first step in such a project. This chapter helps you understand the concept and structure of the PCP. If you pay attention in this session, you should be able to prepare the PCP based on your project needs or goals and submit the proposal for your ODA project through the right process. This chapter aims to help you understand the concept and structure of the PCP. Prepare the PCP based on the project needs and goals, understand the procedure correctly, and submit the PCP promptly to increase the possibility of implementing your Smart Pump ODA project. This session is organized as follows. First, PCP concept. Second, structure. Third, samples. Fourth, key points for preparing PCP. And lastly, Smart Pump PCP. You can consider PCP as a brief concept note about the project. The first step of an official ODA project is to submit the official proposal and the LOI of the partner country. The background of PCP can be described as follows. First, the project should be planned according to the need to solve problems and improve policies in the partner country. Therefore, you need to work on the project with ownership and responsibility. These new projects are developed to cultivate the capability of the partner country in solving problems on its own. From this slide on, I will explain in detail using the actual project PCP format. The PCP is organized into 5 sections. They are basic information on the project, justification for the project main content, stakeholder analysis, project management, and implementation plan in that order. First, there is a cover page as shown on the left. It specifies the title, project duration, and budget, applicant's information, and contact information. Following the cover page is the basic project information, as shown on this slide. The information includes the country name, title, location, duration, total budget, objectives, beneficiary, and implementing organization. This slide shows the second section, which describes the project rationale. Section 2.1 includes the analysis of the problem and the situation. And Section 2.2 describes the national development strategies and policies related to the problem. And Section 2.3 should indicate the justification for the project implementation and the rationale for the government's intervention. And section 2.4 summarizes the implication learned from it if there is related project implementation. Next, section 3 organizes the project contents in detail. Section 3.1 shows the project design matrix, or PDM for short, which elaborates the project objectives and shows expected outcomes and outputs at a glance. Section 3.2 should describe the activities in detail. And section 3.3 lists the budget for each proposed activity in detail. Section 4 describes an analysis of stakeholders related to the project. Section 4.1 summarized the direct and indirect target beneficiary groups in detail. And section 4.2 identifies other stakeholders like NGOs and stakeholders related to the partner country if necessary. The last section of the PCP is section 5, related to project management and implementation. This describes who will manage the project and how. Clarify the project roles and responsibilities. And add the project monitoring and evaluation plan to be a guide for project effectivity and relevance. When you summarize these 5 sections to develop a PCP and submit it to the donor country, it is evaluated and selected according to the following evaluation criteria. The PCP evaluation factors include how effective it will be to achieve the project objectives and goals. What are the positive and negative impact on society and country? How efficient it is to reduce cost and whether it is suitable, whether it conforms to the policies of both donor and partner countries, and whether it properly addresses gender and environmental issues. You will certainly get good results if your PCP meets these criteria. You need to submit the PCP 2 years before the project is executed. It will be delivered to the partner agency in the partner country, the ODA agency of the partner country, the Korean embassy in the partner country, and finally the responsible government agencies in Korea. It is important that you fully understand the time and procedure of each step. This slide shows the entire life cycle from project design to implementation and evaluation. After the PCP is submitted 2 years before the project implementation, a feasibility study is conducted within a year N-2 and N-1. If the feasibility study results are positive, the donor country approves it in March in N-1 year, and then decides the budget between May and December of N-1 year. An in-depth investigation is conducted between September and December of N-1 year. And the donor and partner countries sign the record of discussion, or ROD for short, by December of the same year, leading to the final implementation. The project implementation begins in year N, and then it is completed through monitoring and intermediate evaluation. The post-project evaluation is then conducted 5 to 7 years after the project completion. From this slide on, I will show a sample of PCP extracted from Mongolia's Smart Farm project, which was developed and proposed as a Smart Farm ODA project related to your interest. As I explained before, the cover page shows the title, budget duration, and information related to the implementing organization. Section 1 describes the basic information, and Section 2 describes the project background and rationale. This slide shows the country's development strategies and policies on the left side. The justification for the government intervention in the project is described on the right side. Section 3 describes the project design metrics, including the project objective, outcome, and activities in detail. It shows the output and detailed activities below it. Section 3 describes the budget for each activity. Section 4 summarizes the direct and indirect beneficiaries and stakeholders of the project. And lastly, Section 5 describes the project management and implementation. And the last session provides the project site map. Selecting the right project site is very important in smart farm projects because the site environment, climate, and infrastructure are crucial for project success. Therefore, the information on the target site is provided at the end. In sum, this session has explained the structure and details of PCP with a sample. I hope it will help you develop a PCP for your Smart Farm ODA project in your country and make the project a reality. This concludes my presentation. Thank you very much.